I've spent 10 years doing photography, and being able to make a living, being able to mentor students and give them opportunities and kind of apprentice a handful of people in photography, and I've worked really, really hard to kind of break through the ceiling of photography, and I felt like I kept getting to the top and I couldn't break through that ceiling. And I really didn't understand why, because my work was good enough. But what happens in photography is that I go into the camera and I largely disappear. And it's one skill set, and I'm in my own head and I'm wandering around and I'm shooting and I'm capturing, but it's a solo experience for the most part. However, I always was directing people in the midst of those shoots. And I was doing lighting, and I was doing composition, and I was very much producing as well. And when the opportunity came up to start doing video, I engaged it from a photography perspective. And we did a video on DSLRs called Other Side.
Yeah,
for Mac Warner and Lewis, which is
amazing.
It's about Ben recovering from addiction. I still love it. I still think it's an absolutely fantastic video, even though it was the first video project that we did and it was on DSLRs. I'm very proud of it. And then did another video called My Oh My, when Dave Niehaus, the Seattle Mariners announcer, passed away. Right. We did a tribute video to him that Ben had wrote a song kind of in memory of him. And that video I was super passionate about because I grew up going to Mariner games. Like, I was a huge, huge, huge baseball fan, and all the memorabilia in that video, all the autographed baseballs and bats and stuff are from my childhood, getting those from players. And so my passion was kind of like, I love the Mariners. And the reason I wanted to do Other Side was because I was working with high school kids at a school where there was quite a bit of just drug abuse, and I had no grounds to speak to it because that was not something I'd experienced in my life. But I wanted to be able to speak to it, and I felt like I had no credibility to do so. So Ben and Ryan asked me to do a different song, and I said, no, I want to do Other Side. And so that was my first project. The intent was to be able to make something that spoke to the high school kids that I was working with. And then My Oh My was just because I love the Mariners, that you see, like, the passion in it was just real and honest. You posed the question of how do you get around not knowing everything, kind of. And I think that's something that everybody deals with in one way or another. And in our culture, the common perspective is fake it until you make it. But that's an abusive mindset. And I think one of the things I really like about filmmaking so far in my new career that I've fallen into, and I've been really blessed in and really lucky, honestly, how many people get the opportunity that their first projects people care about because the band blows up. Like, that never happens, and I lucked into it. And I think there is something that I've had to try to teach myself / pick up from people I respect, which is it's got to be okay to not know everything.
Yeah.
That humility is a weapon, not overconfidence. And that being able to go, I don't know how to do this. To be on a set as a director and go, hey, Sunshine, I have no idea what you're talking about. Can you help with this? I don't know how to do it. It's hard because you have to figure out how to deal with ego. And I think the more that I learn to do that, the better I become at filmmaking. And the more that I embrace the fact that I'm going to fail. I'm going to have to do reshoots. It's okay. Like, the audio is going to go bad. I'm going to miss something. And I'm going to get all the way through a shoot and be like, crap, I can't believe I just botched that. And that's part of the experience of, like, learning. We're not machines. And that's the beauty of making art, is that we're not machines. We're going to screw up, and that you can recover from it if you just keep getting up.
Yeah, recover from it and evolve.
Yeah, and learn from it. I was just saying this. so I did this video that I was talking about earlier called The Giving Tree for the Plain White Tees. And at the end of the shoot, I realized I'm a dick. And I don't consider myself that in day-to-day life, but when was in director mode, it was like, I didn't say an encouraging word to anybody on my crew, I don't think, for 3 days. And they worked their asses off for me. And I was so consumed by being in the camera, jumping into that photography mode, right, and like being in the image that was going on, that I forgot that I'm working on a team. And I came out of that and kind of asked my people for feedback, and that's the feedback they gave me. And it was a shot to the stomach, and I was like, dang it. How do I make it better? How do I grow in that? And then I got to do another project on white walls, and I walked in, because of Giving Tree, I walked in to a shoot that had been going on for 15 days, and I'm jumping in on the tail end, coming in as the second unit director, mm-hmm, with a crew of people that don't know me at all, and I'm jumping in on their project and telling them what to do. And I handled it really, really, really well. And at the end of the day, it worked out fantastically, and there was a great gelling of the whole experience. It felt good. Everybody left encouraged, because I failed miserably at that on my own shoot. I was able to step into the next shoot and be better. And I think that's what photography is about. That's what video is about, is that you push yourself to get better. And if you keep pushing yourself.
Yeah. I think you have to push yourself, but you also have to push other people around you. Yeah. Because if you just focus on, I'm going to get better, I'm going to get better, eventually you will get better, and you'll be so good that the people around you, you'll be like, well, let me do that because I'm better at that. I'm not saying that that's how you are, but I know from my own experience that you get good at something and then you want to mentor and teach others.
Yeah.
So that otherwise you do become a dick, a really talented dick.
Yeah, which is worthless.